Hello YouTube, this is Chelsea for STEM APIs. Welcome to another tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to continue where we left off in the last tutorial. As you remember, in the last tutorial, we were creating swap chains. In this tutorial, we're going to be creating what is called a Vulkan Create Image View. This is basically creating an image view from an existing image. This is the page from the Vulkan specs 1.1 where it shows you here the Vulkan created image view and the requirements. It requires a device. It requires a create info. It's a pointer to the Vulkan image view create info and so on. This is similar to what we've been doing. But now we're getting closer to creating images, to creating the buffers that are necessary for these images, and then we can start drawing and rendering. And so we're very close to where we want to be. So let's get started. The first thing we need to do. This is the from the code from Alexander Silverberg's website, and like I said, if you it's a very good and very well maintained, and basically it's very similar to the last tutorial. There's a very only few instances that are new, and let me show you. For example, the beginning is exactly the same. As we go down into it, there will be here is as you can see, keep going, and here this is new. It's creating the vector for Vulkan image view, the vector for Vulkan image, and the is completely related, directly related to our swap chain that we created in the last tutorial. It's going to be uh, directly pulling from it. And let me continue here. This is no here. This is the create image views function right after the swap chain. And and basically this is where all of the magic is happening right here. Um, as you can see, this is the void create image views, and here is going through all of the images from the swap chain images. Is a loop here. It's a Vulkan image view create info, very similar to all the other structs that we've been creating all along. The S type has to be a Vulkan structure type image view create info. The images swap chain images is gonna go through the I, which is each one how many there are in that array. The view type is a Vulkan image 2 dimension. The format, we're going to be using the same format from the swap chain image format. If you remember, that was the BGR, B8, R8, G8, and then the alpha channel with 8. Continue here. This is your RGBA values, red, green, and blue, and alpha. Here is your sub-resource range, which it has a flag of the Vulkan image aspect color bit. And here I'm printing some things out so you see what's going on. Because if not, you're just going to get a window. And at least that way we can interact a little bit with the code that I'm just showing you. Here is it's just checking for errors, making sure that it's a success. And let's continue going down. Available formats, that's all the same from the last tutorial. That's all the same. And I think everything else is the same. Yes. And validation layers. And like always, I'm going to include this in my GitHub page. Yes, that is all. And everything here is your main, and it's just running the application. Okay, so let's before we go in there, let me just show you. Actually, close here, clear ls. This is the one that we're doing. This is the one where we did in the last tutorial, and this is the one that we're doing now. This is our make file, what it looks like for you if you want to run it along with me. It's create image view C++, image view, the name of the executable, and then create image view C++. So let's close it and run it. All you need to make, it executes cleanly. It creates this image view right here. And now let's run it, image view. And it creates the image view tutorial. Is the same color, so it's hard to see, but it's a window, as you can see. We can minimize it, and we can maximize it again. It's not resizable. As you can see, it can only be minimized, but it cannot be maximized into the whole screen. And if you want to do that, one of the flags from the last tutorial I forgot to mention to you. Let's stop it here and let's show you this, because this is very important. This will tell you that, as you see, it's not yet 100% ready yet, because we still have to do buffers, we still have to do certain things. And if we go here into the GLFW window hint, and we say this is resizable, let's say that we make it true instead of false, and Control X, yes, and then make again, and run it. I just want to show you something. As you can see now, it becomes resizable, but it can be minimized, no problem, like we did before. But when I try to maximize it, as you can see, it's not it doesn't maximize properly. So there's things that we still need to do. I mean, we're almost there. We are almost creating code and where we can create images and create rendering and all that cool stuff, but we're not there yet, because we haven't gotten to the part where we do the buffers and where we do other things are still necessary. So if I close it here, I can pull it, and it gives me the original window. But when I try to minimize it, no problem. But when I try to maximize it, it's not there yet. But I just wanted to show you this. If you wanted to maximize it, or if you wanted, that's just that flag. All you need to do is change it from false to true, and you have the option. And I don't see it now. Where is I want to change it? And there it is. And I want to change it back to false. And later we will be able to maximize it and minimize it. So let's run it again and make the image, and there it is. So this is the window, but I wanted to just close the window here and show you certain things. As you can see, it's looping through that loop that I show you is looping 3 times, because there's, as you remember from my last tutorial, there were 3. So it's actually going once, twice, and 3 times. The swap chain image format is 44. And just like I showed you in the last tutorial, that 44, if you don't remember what that means, what that number is, it corresponds to the format that we are using, which is this guy right here. It's the Vulkan format, B8G8 R8 H8 UNorm. Okay, this one is sRGB. This is for gamma correction, for non-linear. I don't want to go into that right now. We will do a tutorial on the differences. This is from the old days, from CRT cathode ray tubes, and there's a correction. There's some math going on behind the scenes but I don't want to get into that right now. So that's where that is coming from. And let's just close it again. And also the chain image size is 3. The swap chain image format is the same one from the last tutorials 4, and it's looping 3 times. And basically this is how you create your image view. It will become very necessary for the next tutorial. So we're almost there. Once we get into the creating the buffers and the pipeline, we're ready to start drawing into these views that we're creating. Because this is the end of this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, please click the like box, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time with another tutorial. Take care.